The transition is often considered the fourth event of a triathlon, and for good reason. You can save a lot of time, or it can take a lot of time, but the key is that you have a smooth transition. And with just a few simple steps and preparing beforehand, whether you're beginner or advanced, you can have a great transition. The first thing you want to do is before the event, maybe the night before, lay out your transition just like you would in the race. What this will do is, because there's many parts to it, as you can see here behind me, as we'll see later, you want to make sure that you have everything you need, but also you want to orientate yourself to how it's laid out so that in the heat of the moment during the race, in your transitions, you're real familiar with where everything is and you can get in and out as quickly as possible. It's a great idea on race morning to bring a pump with you so that when you're leaving your car, before you get to transition, you can top off your tires instead of scrambling in the transition area like a lot of people do to pump up their tires. Another thing you want to do before you get into transition area is hop on your bike one last time. First, to make sure it's in the appropriate gear that you're going to need as you get out of transition, and to make sure that everything's working properly. Now we're going to take you through the layout of the transition area just as you would set it up on race day. First thing you want to do is rack and secure your bike. It sounds easy, but when these racks get a lot of bikes on them, they can become unstable. So just take care and put it on there nice and sound. Now, we talked about you putting your bike in the appropriate gear for when you leave transition. So I'd take a second look and just make sure that the chain here is on the inside chain ring and that you're in one of the middle cogs in the back. That'd be a good option for you to get out of transition, no matter what the road's like. Next, I want to check that my wheel is spinning freely through the brake calipers. As you can see, this one is. If by chance it wasn't, I just come up here, make a slight adjustment to the brake caliper as needed, and make sure once again that it's spinning nice and freely. I want to put my water bottles that I have in the water bottle cages here on the bike, whether you have one or two. As you can see, we've got the helmet set upside down on our handlebars. These are aerodynamic bars, so it's really easy to set the helmet as it is. If your bars aren't quite like that, you might have a little more trouble getting such a stable place to put your helmet. You can try, and if you do find one, that's great. But if you can't, you might want to leave it down on the towel, as we'll show you later. A good rule of thumb, we said placing the helmet upside down, and if you're going to wear glasses, to place them inside the helmet to make it a nice and smooth transition. But here's the key. You want to, before the race, put the helmet on just like you would have it on in the race with the sunglasses on. That allows you to then take the helmet off, upside down, and the straps kept on the outside, nice and tangle free, and put the glasses in just as you would put them on oppositely. So again, as it's sitting, once you come in from the swim, you're going to be able to put the glasses right on and slip the helmet on without any tangling of the straps and click through, ready to go. That'll ensure that you're not the one in the race with your helmet on backwards. To the side of your bike, you want to lay a small to medium-sized towel. And on that towel, you want to have everything you need for the race, but nothing more. So if you've brought a bag with extra stuff in it, you want to put that to the side to keep this as clutter-free as possible. And as you can see here, it's really neat and clean. We have our cycling stuff and our running stuff. The first thing you'll need, of course, in the transition one is your cycling stuff. So we're going to put those closest to you. And all I have here are some cycling shoes. You want to have your cycling shoes ready to go, which means that the straps are going to be open and the tongue as open as possible here for you to slip your foot into. So make sure they're undone and ready to go. If you do wear socks, which is an option, you can put them inside individually in either side, which will make it easy for you to put on one foot and the other. Next up is running. So again, you can see here we have our shoes. We want the tongue open and the laces as loose as possible so you can slip your feet right in. And what I would do is take those shoes and actually practice one time before I get in the race that the laces are as I need them and my feet slip right in. I'll put them on my feet, take them off so I know they're ready to go. Put them to the side, and underneath, as you can see, I have a couple things. If you're going to wear a visor or a hat, you want that under there. Your race number, which is on a race belt, and any energy or nutrition you might need to. And as you can see, I have them all nestled within each other, which is a great way. You want to put them under your shoes and your shoes on top. So when you come in for your transition, you're going to put your shoes on. If they're on your feet, you can take with one hand all those three things and run with you. And it's really easy to stick your hat on, put your race belt on, and keep your nutrition with you as you're running out of transition. And that's that, a triathlon transition. As you can see, we kept it clutter-free and as simple as possible. That's a key point, just to keep it nice and simple. Run through the transition a couple times in your head before the race, or actually do it to practice. It's a great idea, especially for your first transition. Keep your calm, enjoy the time, and you'll get to your transition nice and smooth every time.